Hello, Power fans. I'm Mathonical here. Join me for another round with Inside Millout, and our opening hand is fantastic. We're going to go ahead and keep this one. Turn 2, Jace's Erasure. The only thing that can really stop that would be a Daze of some sort, and we're against Elves. That is an amazing matchup for us, especially when we've got two Fog effects in hand. The only card we'd be afraid of at this point is the Longbow, so let's hope they don't have that. They're doing their elf things, playing plenty of Elves. None of this we are too worried about. Here we do have a decision. We could choose to leave up Muddle the Mixture to stop any kind of Distant Melody or Lead the Stampede. Or we could instead cycle for another Jace's Erasure. So we're actually just going to cycle for another Jace's Erasure. I'm going to go for the full Turbo Fog. I don't want to give them too many turns, because even if we stop one of their effects, it's possible that they have more than one. So Lead the Stampede is fine. I'd be more worried about a Distant Melody. They're playing lots of Elves, as expected. And getting in for a bit of damage. This is fine. They don't have lethal next turn, so we get to take another turn off if we want it. We're going to go ahead and play the Jace's Erasure and cast a Brainstorm. Or, sorry, a Preordain. Lands, do not want those. Both of those are going to the bottom. And we draw another land, not ideal. But we've got plenty of fogs and lots of time. We're just going to go ahead and take this hit. It's possible that we would want to silence it, but I'm going to opt not to do that just because I'd rather just have as many turns as possible, and that might be one less turn if they played any kind of like craziness this turn. So we're going to go ahead and Gush, looking for more things to do. We do find a Jace's Erasure, which is fantastic. We're going to go ahead and cast a Preordain, and there's plenty of card draw on the top, so we're going to go ahead and keep that. Mill our opponent as much as possible, and we're just going to go ahead and keep more hazes and things like that. We're going to use the Moment of Silence, prevent them from attacking. We don't care if they gain a ton of life with their Well-Wishers. That is not the point of this game. Going to cast a Brainstorm, mill them out for a ton. Gush is really nice. All we need to really find now is a Whirlpool Rider, which is on top. We're going to go ahead and keep the Haze. We don't have the mana to cast the Rider just yet, so we just want to keep that on top to cast it next turn. They're going to attack. We're going to cast a Haze. This is all going exactly according to plan. Haze is also really nice because if they had played a Longbow that turn, we'd still be able to protect ourselves. So here we're just going to go ahead, cast Gush, return back. This is technically a bit of overkill, but we're going to do it anyways. And make sure we take a really good look at their deck. They don't let us mill the last couple cards, but I don't see any Longbow main board. It's possible it's in the last 4 cards. And there isn't anything too interesting or that I'm scared of. So we're going to jump on over to game number 2. And looking at the sideboard, we're actually going to go for a switch over to the tribe plan. Reason being, I'm expecting them to bring in lots of enchantment removal and possibly some sort of direct damage effects. So I'm expecting them to side out all of their life gain and things that would interact with tribes. So we're going to bring in the entire tribe package, and we're going to go down the entire Turbo Mill package along with the spells. They don't do anything in this matchup. We're going to take out one of the Muddles, as well as 2 Dawn Charms. We're going to leave 1 Circular Logic on the board. I'm still not 100% sure on exactly how to do this full swap for against Elves, but this looks pretty reasonable to me. So let's take a look at our opening hand. Opening hand is fantastic. We really would like a white source, but we've already got 2 combo pieces and a Muddle to look for the last missing one of the last pieces we need if we need to, or we could actually just use that to counter one of their draw many elf spells. We're also going to be able to cycle one of these Shadow Rifts, no problem. An extra Tireless Tribe is not what we're looking for, but that's how it goes sometimes. They're going to go ahead, I'm assuming, search out a blue source, and indeed they do. Going to cycle one of these, Circular Logic, that's not bad, that'll give us some counter magic, and a third tribe is exactly where we do not want to be. Alright, we're getting attacked, and they're casting a Lead the Stampede. This is why we have that Muddle held up. Moment silence. We really do need a white source. We can take another hit. It shouldn't do too much. It's fine. I'm just hoping that they don't present lethal for the next turn. Gush. Alright, well, we gotta do what we gotta do. And casting Gush is that. We're gonna play the white source and get down the Tireless Tribe. Simply because this can block. And if we draw awesomely and they don't leave anything back, we may be able to win. Actually, it's impossible. Quarian Ranger, yeah, not gonna happen. Alright, so now we're looking at needing to fog for every turn from this point on. Until we assemble our combo. Gonna get the moments of silence there. Alright, we just need to draw the last piece of our combo. They're gonna swing in. We're going to stop that. Alright, starting to run out of time. Timberwatch Elf, yep, that's expected. So things are still not looking too good. When they attack here, I'm going to actually just throw my creature in front of something to see what they do. I want to see if what they're going to use the Timberwatch Elf on, because here this is technically not lethal. So I want them to throw it somewhere just to tap out further. Going to use the Haze, of course. And we will survive another turn. So I'm holding on to the Ash Barren just because if we do draw like a Brainstorm, being able to just prevent ourselves from getting Brainstorm locked is a very important thing. And we do want to hold cards in hand because we are casting a Fog every turn. So here they swing in, we're going to cast a Fog. Going to survive one more. Things are looking pretty tight. And we do not have another way to buy another turn. So we're just going to have to cast this Shadow Rift and hope for the best. Ponder. Alright, that's another look. What do we find? We find Gush and Inside Out. Sometimes it is great to be lucky. Gonna be able to keep that Gush on top. Gush back to lands. We're gonna play that Inside Out. And we're gonna swing in for lethal. Right on the wire, needed to draw well for that last bit. I don't think we needed the Gush, but we absolutely needed that Inside Out, and thankfully we just barely got there. Very nice. Thank you for joining me, and I'm going to have one more game. Come and check that out. I'll see you there.